All right. Well, welcome. Um, Congratulations. Today we're celebrating your 40 years of marriage. So in 1971,
That's about right.
yeah, we're good at math here. 1971, March the 20th, you began your life being married. So just one question about that. How have you done that? I'm sure there's different ways to do that, but you have
Wow.
you have learned some things and found some good ways of doing that.
Well, I've kind of guessed at a lot of things and prayed about a lot of things and hoped for a lot of things. But it's been a wonderful journey. It's like a holiday where you go on. Although it's just a journey and it's a trip that takes. I was going to say forever, but it is forever for Diane.
40 years.
Yes, it's going to be forever.
This week, yeah.
So it's really wonderful. Yes.
So
You
what
asked-
tips? Yeah, what tips have you got?
Okay.
Yeah.
So I've actually prepared this, but for longevity, I like the word longevity.
That's a good.
In
word.
marriage, it takes being married to someone who will be forgiving and forgetful. And of course, Diana can be a little bit forgetful, but more forgiving than forgetful when I've messed up. And forgiving me when I'm angry, when I'm impatient, when I'm irritable, etc., etc., etc. And Diana really is my sugar plum. She's my blue-eyed babe. She's got beautiful big blue eyes, and she's really precious. Expectations in our marriage now are for the best. The best is still to come. The best is yet to come. And anyway, I really feel like that. And I guess from my experiences too, I've learned that men are from Mars and women are from Venus. And
that's good to know.
Yeah, well, yeah, you guess at it and you discover that over time. Yeah, I have a lot of faith and a lot of trust in Diana. I don't have to worry about her at all. And I think maybe she has trust and faith in me as well. I think really we have a lot of things in common, and we both like traveling, and we find this a good way to continue learning now. Now that we're retired, we can travel, and that takes a lot of
At least
work and
twice a
effort
year.
and plan. Twice a year?
At least.
Yeah, twice a year. But we've not gone anywhere this year yet.
No, it's only March.
Oh, okay. I first met Diana in Singapore, and little did I know then that that was it for me. I was trapped. No, I was caught. And I first met her then in Singapore, and I lost my baggage in Singapore, as it turned out. Qantas lost it, but I did find a wife, so that was really, really good. We both like swimming together, dance together. Well, I hope we dance together. We go to movies, we go to plays. We even go see the Vancouver Giants play a hockey game. In fact, we were at the game last night, and we left when it was 5. The 5th goal was scored by Prince George, and it was 5-0. Now, I've really never left a game like that before, but Mom said, we're going. In fact, she wanted to go after the second period. I said, no, I paid big bucks for this. We have to watch at least part of the third period, which we did. So, yeah, so we do that together. We volunteer together at ESL, etc., etc., etc. So, really it is a lot easier in marriage when you have two great daughters, like yourself and Becky. It's just wonderful. And to have a great mother who really understands a lot about being a good mother. And she's taught, I think, you and Becky really, really well. And I've learned a lot from that as well. And so I think that's good. I think I've learned to be a little bit less defensive about Diana when she gets maybe upset, that I don't always think it's my fault now. I think at one time
How long
I thought,
did that take?
that took a long time. And I'd go off on a handle and Diana would, and I'd think, well, it's my fault. What have I done wrong? Or what didn't I do? And after a while, and after talking about that kind of thing, I think she said, well, you know, sometimes it's not about you at all, Doug. It's just I have feelings. And certainly through WEDS, which we've been part of for over 10 years now, it's really not, it's feelings are not, are okay. And feelings are neither right nor wrong. And so I think that's been interesting for me to discover. So, yeah, I've got that. Okay, so I've got that. I'm getting through this. I think too that we both have faith and love in God, and I think God is the third person in our marriage. I think, darling, when things go wrong, Diana can turn to God. I can as well, and so He's the third person in our marriage, and that's been really helpful for us. He's had us get through all kinds of difficulties. We can always turn to God for help and for guidance. Mm-hmm. And finally, unless you have other questions.
I don't.
Oh, you don't. God really has blessed me with a great wife and great kids, great daughters, and 2 great son-in-laws. And as well, I can get great hugs from my wife and even my son-in-laws. And so that's wonderful. And I think Diana is really very, very huggable and really huggable. And I like that. And she really is my best friend.
Thank you. That's wonderful.
Thank you.
So I've been asked to ask you about your 40 years of marriage.
Wow.
That's what I was thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Why 40 years and why Dad? You can answer that any way you'd like. Open-ended.
Oh, thank you. You're so kind.
I know.
Well,
Maybe you could tell us why Dad first.
why Dad? Well, why not? We were young and
It's really not a very good response, Mom.
we were young and silly.
Why
and,
not?
We'd been good friends on the trip overland, and it just seemed a right thing to do. Right.
And so when you're sitting here now thinking 40 years, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
Well, it's changed my life completely. Nothing's the same as it would have been otherwise. For the better, I think.
I hope so. What are some of those better things, perhaps?
Well,
She's having trouble thinking
I'm
about
a
it.
Canadian
That's nice.
as well now. Only Canadian since last summer when Dad didn't remind me to renew my English passport. So I'm only Canadian now. So that's a change.
What have been perhaps the secrets to your success of 40 years? Because, you know, statistics don't really suggest that that's something people do anymore. Why has it worked for you? What's been, you know, now I've been married for all of, I don't know how many months now. And of course, you have been married for a lot longer. So what piece of advice do you have for people that are not married for 40 years yet?
Oh, well, keep it fun. Don't get too serious about things. Keep it fun. Have lots of times when you do something that you enjoy. I'm finding out more and more that it's not always best to always get your own way. Don't expect to always get your own way. And just go along with what the other person wants. Sometimes, often, we notice this mostly with watching movies. We don't always want to go and see the same movie. And So you sometimes go not because you want to go. So you don't always get your own way, but that's the way it is.
So that's your first piece of advice. You won't always get your own way.
Right.
What's another piece of advice?
Keep fun, keep it light-hearted, and don't push each other's buttons.
Okay, no, that's good.
Don't push each other's buttons. And another thing, the best is yet to come. Remind each other that the best is yet to come. And just do little things, like give a hug or give a smile or something, when it's not expected, and it helps to keep things from getting out of control and getting angry and getting upset.